Hello and welcome back to Tools for Sparks, the ultimate YouTube channel for electricians who love tools. And today we have this Armeg 5-piece VDE adjustable torque screwdriver set, which I'm quite excited about because I have been talking to you a lot over on my Artisan Electrics channel about torque screwdrivers. There's been a lot of debate about them. The reason being that the Wearer set that I have, although it's absolutely beautiful and amazing and I love it, it only goes up to 3 Newton meters, and that is a problem when tightening Hager main switches because they require 3.5 Newton meters of torque, believe it or not. So the reason I've got this, even though I've already got a Wearer set, is that this goes up to 6 Newton meters. So it goes from 1 to 6 Newton meters of torque, which will enable me to get that extra bit of torque on certain devices that I have to tighten. Now, I've gone and been a bit of a cheapskate on this. I've got the 5-piece set. There is a larger set that has more pieces in it, but as I said, I've already got a Wearer set and I don't really need that many different pieces, like ends. All I need is basically the PZ2. That's pretty much the one I use. So in this set, we've got obviously the handle, the torque adjuster, 3 VDE interchangeable blades. So those 3 that we get is the PZ2, the plus and minus 1, and the plus and minus 2. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to get this open and show you what's in the box. Armeg, so should be good quality. I love Armeg products, as you know, particularly their hole saws and drill bits. I use a lot of their drill bits on a day-to-day basis. For example, the Accelerate hole saws, I use those a lot, and also the Wood Beaver drill bits. So first impressions on the case, it's quite nice and solid, I must say. It's pretty tough, which I like because stuff that's not tough in my van just ends up shattering because it gets bashed around the van. So I'm definitely pleased with this case so far. So those clips just lift up, and then here is the set. So we've got a calibration certificate. Now this is an interesting one. My Wearer one didn't come with a calibration certificate, and people have said to me in the comments of my other videos, you need to have your torque screwdriver calibrated annually, and that was something that kind of annoyed me because I already have to spend a fortune calibrating my Fluke multifunction tester each year, and then another thing to calibrate, particularly a screwdriver. It just seems a bit ridiculous. So let me know in the comments if you have your screwdriver calibrated annually. I really don't know whether I'm going to bother to get mine calibrated because I think it's a bit OTT, but maybe it's worth doing. Who knows? But at least I've got a calibration certificate dated from like a year ago already, which is a bit annoying. That must be when they manufactured it, obviously. So as you can see, first glance, what is happening? Something's missing, right? This case is designed for the full set, but I've just bought the 5-piece set. So although you get the full case, obviously it's half empty, which kind of looks a bit weird to me, but hey, I prefer that it comes in a case rather than no case at all, so fair enough. In here we've got our screwdriver attachments. So this is the PZ2. Actually it says max 5.5 Newton meters for this particular one. Now obviously for me, PZ2 is where I'm at usually when I'm doing torque screwdrivering for circuit breakers and main switches. So that's going to be the one that I will probably use the most, and that's why I didn't go with like a flat one and all that stuff. So these just simply snap in, and once they've snapped in they don't come out. They're very tough. This piece here, if you want to remove them, you just twist it like that and then it slides out. So that's easy, just a tiny little twist like that to the side and the whole thing pulls out. And all in all, it's quite heavy, it's quite sturdy, quite ergonomic. It feels quite good in your hand. It's big, to be honest. It is pretty chunky, but I guess that's what you need from a torque screwdriver. Obviously it's VDE insulated, so you can use it on up to 1000 volts, not that it's recommended to do so. And to change the torque setting on this is very simple. You use this torque adjuster tool, and as you can see here, you've got a plus and minus on the torque itself. Let me just focus in on this and I'll show you. So at the moment, this little arrow is pointing to here is on 1, so that's the lowest setting, 1 Newton meter, and it goes all the way up to 6 Newton meters. If I want to change the torque, all I do is put this tool in and I just simply rotate that to the torque setting that I want. So for example, if I'm going to do a Hager main switch, I'll torque it up to 3.5 Newton meters, like so. And that's it basically, and then you can tighten up your various screws, and like any other torque screwdriver, what it does is when it reaches the required torque, it clicks, and that's it. You should not tighten them more than once with a torque screwdriver. That's a little tip for you, because after the first click you've reached the correct tightness. If you do it again, you're going to have over tightened it, which kind of misses the point really. And also a little mistake that I was making is I was going with a manual screwdriver, tightening up all my screws in the consumer unit, and then just doing the final click on all the torque with the torque screwdriver. But actually you should do all the tightening with this. The reason being is that you could have over tightened it with your normal screwdriver, and then this will click, but that doesn't mean that you're not over the correct torque setting, so you do have to be careful about that. And with regards to torque settings themselves, how do you know what torque setting to use on what circuit breaker? Well, usually it's in the instruction manuals for the particular circuit breaker, consumer unit, or switch. For example, the Hager ones now, they have a little sticker on the front of the consumer unit which actually gives you all the torque settings for the various different circuit breakers, main switch, neutral and CPC terminals, so that's really handy. But if you can't find the details in the manufacturer's instructions that are provided, usually you can find it in a spec sheet online somewhere, and that comes in handy when you're working on an existing consumer unit. For example, say you rock up at somebody's house and you find that they've got a Crabtree Starbreaker consumer unit and you want to know what torque the outgoing terminals of the circuit breakers should be torqued up to. Obviously you're not going to have manufacturer's instructions lying around, are you? So what you can do is just simply Google Crabtree Starbreaker torque settings, and usually you'll find somewhere on the amazing thing that is the internet, there will be a set of torque settings that are required by the manufacturer. So in most cases you can find the torque settings that you need. As I say, this is a nice sturdy bit of kit, and it's going to help me to satisfy the requirements of the manufacturers when it comes to certain brands where I just need that little bit of extra torque. I'm going to give this a go over the next few weeks, and then maybe what I'll do is do kind of a tool battle video. I don't know if you've seen my previous tool battle video, but I did one between the Knipex and Perceiver ferrule crimping sets, and that video went down really well. So if you want me to do a tool battle between the Armeg torque screwdriver and the Weira torque screwdriver, for example, then I'd be happy to do that. Let me know in the comments and hit a thumbs up if you'd like me to do that video. So the other attachments that come with this 5-piece set are what we call the PZ/SL2. Essentially these are half slotted, half posi, and often circuit breakers do have a kind of attachment where this will fit. So yeah, it seems like a bit of a gimmick to me. I don't really know why they do these, because a PZ2 will usually work fine on most. Then this is the PZ/SL1, so this is just a slightly smaller one. I mean, this could be good, for example, for the Hager mini RCBOs. I think they will have a terminal that you could use this on. And for the main switches, probably they will have a terminal that you could use these on. But according to the manufacturer's instructions for Hager, what I've noticed is that they do just recommend a PZ2. So I don't really see the benefit of having these. Same with other things like a flat. It's very rare that you can use a flat screwdriver anymore, really. when it comes to tightening up circuit breaker terminals. So that's why I didn't buy the whole set, because I just thought it'd be a bit of a waste of money to buy every single attachment in this set when basically I'll only be using this one. But yeah, let me know in the comments, have you got the full set? What do you think of this screwdriver? Have you got it yourself? I'd love to know your thoughts. Obviously this VDE T-handle, I'd be quite interested to see about that, because I don't really know much about that. And then this one is presumably just a normal screwdriver, so you can add that to the set as well. I do believe that you can buy these extra parts so that you can build up your set slowly if you want to, and eventually get the full set, but it's probably a lot more expensive buying them separately than it is buying the whole set from the start. I'll put a link in the description for this so that you can head over to Amazon and buy a set for yourself. They are quite reasonably priced really for what they are. And as always, if you enjoy my videos, hit a thumbs up and share it out to somebody else who likes it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.